chat's still back. That's good. Didn't lose that feature. There's Dutchie.
First little girl ever I saw stood on the banks of the Arkansas. Her hair was brown and her eyes were green. She's the prettiest little girl ever I'd seen.
Say in your mind, say to yourself, I am more than my physical body, because I am more than physical matter. I can perceive that which is greater than the physical world. I deeply desire to expand, to experience, to know, to understand, to control, to use such greater energies and energy systems as may be beneficial and constructive to me and to those who follow me. I deeply desire the help and cooperation, the assistance, the understanding of those individuals whose wisdom, development, and experience are equal to or greater than my own. I ask their guidance and protection from any influence or any source that might provide me with less than my stated desires.
I do not know all the answers to the questions about reality. I do not claim to know the ultimate truth about time. I seek that which has been made hidden as a part of a family of explorers of consciousness. I'm the void one.
Welcome to Lighting the Void.
Broadcasting live from a shack on a hill in the Mossy Creek bottoms of Cane Creek, Arkansas. This is Lighting the Void live. God damn, that was low. All right. So, we're going to do just a quick recap tonight. Big question from Tamishi in the Discord chat, and I guess we're just going to follow up with what we talked about just for a little bit last week. I have a chest cold, so I'm going to sound a little froggy. I apologize, but nothing I can do about it. I got in late. It's been crazy, man. Bryce is here with me, too, from Moral Support, I think. Are you still there, Bryce, or did you run away?
Yeah, I'm here. I was just muting.
Okay, I'm just making sure you didn't run away.
Noise, man.
All right. So what happened? All right. Before we get into the big question in Discord, I think we should continue the discussion from last week. What happened is our brother Owen Hunt came down last week. I haven't seen the guy since the event in Mount Shasta in Arizona. Mount Shasta, I think, was the last time I saw him. And so he came to Little Rock, and he performed at the Looney Bin twice. He did pretty good. And I also took him to the Albert Pike Masonic temple, which he kind of is funny because when I took him in there, it's a massive like Masonic temple. I'm hoping he sends me the pictures of it because it's like one of the OG Scottish Rite temples. It's the Umber Pike Temple. Anyways, so we go in there. I'm not real sure what we can go look at, what we can go see, but Owen immediately disappears and takes off upstairs, and he's looking at all these different rooms and galleries and Masonic things. So I'm hoping he shares those pictures with us. So anyways, we do that. And the second or third night I was there, it was a week ago. I'm already limping around because I have a foot injury, which is keeping me from working. So that was last week. And then I had a weird kind of episode in the comedy club, like about passed out or whatever. So we had to go to the emergency room. God bless Owen's heart. You know, he had to sit there in the emergency room with me. And I got this nasty, like, bruise to prove it from someone that doesn't know how. You see that? Someone that doesn't know how to put IVs in. Maybe they did and just, maybe my vein just didn't want it. But anyways, everything was cool. I still got to follow up with like a cardiologist or whatever, but everything's cool. And then I think we went and visited some more places of Little Rock. I kind of took him around. I took Owen to the place that I had my first out-of-body experience, which is kind of what we're going to talk about tonight. And that's kind of why I wanted to bring Bryce on with me to kind of further discuss what we were talking about. So just letting you guys know where I've been. And then today I finally went to go see the foot doctor, and I have to get some stuff to fix my foot. So I guess I'm getting old. That's just part of getting old. But I've had all kinds of crazy stuff going on with me, so I apologize about that. We're going to keep the broadcast going, and I do have a plan for other stuff, but we're going to just keep this going for now. And here's the question that we were talking about yesterday, or the last time. And my last episode, I talked about how Thomas Campbell was saying that, you know, the out-of-body experience isn't really real per se. It's just you believe it to be real. And he answered this question from another guy that asked him, what's the difference between remote viewing and the out-of-body experience? And the only reason why I bring this up is because this caused into question for me the whole idea of this whole thing, you know. So to me, she said, your last episode in OBEs, it's not that OBEs aren't real, but our knowledge is incomplete. I'm going to turn off my AC, man. It's making up too much background noise. All right. But our knowledge is incomplete, and our conclusions are potentially wildly wrong due to the inconsistencies that challenge them. If you know for a fact that you're going out of body, you need to be able to answer why what you see in the OBE state does not match exactly with the waking state. The explanation, as well as have an explanation until a point of familiarity that's observable, testable, repeatable, and et cetera, et cetera. Well, I'd like to say this. We could have a debate about what's real, right, Bryce? Like, what is reality? I mean, that's a pretty existential debate, don't you think? Like, that's about as deep as it gets, I would say. Well, what is reality anyways? You know?
It's our conscious explorations, man. That's all it is.
Right.
I mean, it's our conscious experiences, sorry.
So,
yeah.
Let me explain it to you like this. And I'm not going to say I'm doing this, but let's just say you jumped off a bridge and you didn't fly. That's reality. Let's say you cut yourself with a knife. Just took a knife and went, and you bleed. I mean, do you believe that you bleed, or are you going to bleed? That's what we call reality. When I say reality, that's what I mean. If I hold my breath and don't breathe, I'll pass out eventually. Reality. It's not that we could debate what's real, what's the nature of reality, but that's what I'm calling reality. So when I say that I peeled myself out of body, right? That was just as real as in my experience, and I'm pretty sure William Buellman's experience, Robert Monroe's, I would say Darius Wright, if he's telling the truth, which he probably is about the OBE experience at the very least. Muldoon, like all these people that have peeled themselves out of body, done the peel out method, is that experience that I've had with that is just as real as if I took a knife and cut my own skin and started bleeding. Now, whatever you want to call reality past that, like I mean, that's up in the air, right? I mean, we could debate that. We can do a lot of conscious exploration about that, but it does get to a point where that if you start questioning the nature of reality, then you just don't believe in anything. And then you don't experience what you're here to experience. You get what I'm saying, don't you, Bryce? Like if you kicked me in the head, it's going to be painful. It's not a belief.
Well, yeah, I mean, ultimately it's painful for you, but I can't feel it. I mean, I could feel it in my toe, but
yeah,
it's not the same feeling for me as it is for you.
See, what I think has happened, if you want me to be totally honest with you, a few years ago, we were doing lots of magical things here, and everyone else was. We all were. But despair ended up winning somehow, I think. I think more people are skeptical, and I don't know what a different word for despair would be, but we have to get out of that, man. We got to get back into the dreaming state. We got to get back into our magician mode and start creating again, because this reality that we're creating now, where it's all kind of, in my opinion, everything's a matrix. Okay, all right. Like even science shows us that it is, particles observed and then waves and all that stuff we've talked about a million times. But the experience that you have this body in this quote video game, whatever you want to call it, for a reason. And so as much as we'd like to tell each other and look at each other and go, yeah, it's a matrix, it's not real. Well, again, just don't breathe for a while. See how real that is. Don't eat for a long time. Don't drink water. Don't go to the bathroom for a while. See how real that is. Like, start questioning the matrix then. And then, well, the reason why I say all those kind of dull things is the OBE experience that I've been talking about for, I want to say, 2016, 2015, something like that, is just as real as those things. As if I fell off a ladder and I hit the ground. All the feelings that I feel when I hit the ground, that's how real they are. Am I explaining this right? Because once we get into what's the nature of reality, like in the observer effect, then anything is up in the air. And I mean anything. Like this all could be an illusion and a dream. And it could be. It very well be. That's why we consciously explore. But you are, and you could test this all you want, you are very magnetized to your body for the most part, unless you claim to be like an advanced being and you've been getting out of body and doing all this other stuff. Now, I'm not here to debate a physicist or Thomas Campbell or anything like that. My point in the last episode is that I think some people aren't having the same experiences. When I talk about how like this etheric experience I had in the OBE thing, I wonder sometimes if other people have had that experience. Like a lot of people I've talked to, they say, well, I think I was out of body. That's how I know automatically that it's not the same thing. Because it would be like you saying, well, I think I was driving down the road, right? Or I think I was at a stoplight. That's how real it is to me. That's what I mean by that. So I guess I don't really want to take this show. We could still like talk about the nature of reality, question it. That's why we do conscious exploration to begin with. But the OBE experience, the key word here, is, in my opinion, very real. And I did actually email Thomas Campbell, or the last person that I received information from when they were on the show, just to see if they'll come on. It may not be worth their time now, but eventually I'd like to talk to them. I'd like to question things a little bit differently, because most of the interviews I see that people get on now are all talking about the Matrix. It's pretty like conspiracy related, not so much, conscious explorative. Everything's a damn conspiracy now, or everything's a Matrix thing now. And it kind of negates the purpose. So I just wanted to talk to you guys about that. What do you think, Bryce? You think it's all just a Matrix, or does that even matter? I don't think it matters until we're dead, honestly. Kind of like the flat Earth thing. I don't think the Earth is flat. Sorry. I don't think space is fake. I think there might be some stuff in space that is an illusion, but I don't think the whole thing's fake, and the only thing is this. It's all just fake. Like I don't think that way, but I'm not sure either. So, Kirsty Billy says this is a dream, but we are grounded. All right. Here's an exercise for you. If this is a dream, and it is a dream, by the way, you're right. It's a very deep one, a very Malkuthi, dense physical dream. So if it's a dream, I want you to listen to what I'm saying right now. Know that you're awake as far as in this dream. Now wake up from the dream. Wake up right now. Don't worry, I'll wait. See, you can't wake up from it, can you? That's how dense it is. So if it is an illusion, that's how dense it is, right? If you believe that if I cut you and you don't bleed, or if you don't need to breathe, or if you don't need to eat or drink, like to stay alive and to keep having this experience, then great. I guess that it's all fake or whatever. But if you do, then I'm just saying that the OBE experience is real. It is. It's real. It's the one God forbid I disagree with somebody that I look up to, or somebody that everybody looks up to, or somebody that's been presenting for 10 years. And it's okay. I also think that, and I can't say who it is yet because I think they're coming on the show, but I also had someone verify what I was saying, like someone that I would consider more advanced than me, especially in like the occult and stuff, way more advanced. But when it came to the OBE experience that we've been discussing here, they hadn't really had the same experience. They've had lucid dreams. They've had weird feelings of like floating in their sleep, not sure where they are going, which is kind of that in-between state or that out-of-body experience, but not the one I'm talking about. So see, what I'm basically saying is a lot of people spend a lot of time working on their image, and they have to. Nowadays, if you've been keeping up with the Liver King thing, right, and watched the Liver King deal on Netflix, nowadays, if people can present anything to you very confidently, and they have something to back it up, whether it's a degree of the perfect body or whatever, or enough people, saying that they're legit, as long as they can present something to you confidently and what they're saying makes sense, we as a society, we go, oh yeah, that makes total sense. And we jump all over it. We like, subscribe, and we follow until that person doesn't make sense anymore. And then we jump to the next thing that totally makes sense. Meanwhile, we're doing these things, we're not really exploring ourselves. And this is why I think the magic has died down a little bit, because we forgot our own like individual power. Because we live in a realm where it's just total comparison, and we're just trying to find the next person that has something fantastic to say that makes sense. And if they make sense enough, we'll follow them. We'll do pretty much whatever they ask. Watch the Liver King documentary and go all the way to the end of it. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now, I don't put Thomas Campbell in that category, but there are lots of people in that category. I don't put him there. And the reason why I say that is Thomas Campbell is like a legitimate physicist. He's a legitimate scientist, and he's been conscious exploring for years, way longer than I have. But that still doesn't mean that we're having the same experiences, and it doesn't have to mean that. Right? Like Bryce could have an out-of-body experience. Maybe he never has the, I guess the peeling out effect. But maybe he figures out how to meditate and kind of project himself to the other side of the room. That's why they have all these different methods and stuff. Or maybe he never has that fully conscious OBE experience, either because he never pursued it enough or he just got tired of trying it, but he had a few weird experiences or a few kind of one-offs, or he felt a little bit of separation. That's for the most part, that's what's going on with most of us. So it takes a lot of dedicated time and work and energy for us to get past our own blocks and be able to have these OBE experiences to begin with. I know what some people are thinking, because I've got messages about this too. No, it's not like the same thing as a cult or a religion. It's not the same thing as me like following a system or a method to the T for 10 years and then them coming and saying like, okay, well, there's Thetans trying to steal your brain, and then I'm just going with it because I've had so much time in it. That's different, you know. We're not a cult here. We're just conscious explorers that don't claim to have all the answers. And that's not very cool. It's not very entertaining. It's not very marketable. But in my opinion, it is the best thing that we can do for us and for this planet and for everybody, is to explore our consciousness without the boundaries of everyone else telling us what's real and what's not. So I'm only stating that the experience that I had, the OB experience that I had, last time I'm going to say it because I'm really beating it in the ground, was real to me. There's no one, it's real as breathing, real as bleeding. And I've done the remote. Have you done remote viewing, Bryce? I've tried it. I've been a little bit successful. Have you tried that?
Done a couple of sessions on my own.
How'd it work out?
It's kind of strange, really, because I was, I don't know if you've been to any of the websites where they give you a target and a number and you focus on it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And so like I ended up drawing an image, and then I was like, well, that doesn't look like anything like what I drew. And then I turned the picture upside down and it looked almost the same.
Damn, that's pretty trippy.
Yeah, it is trippy.
But see, and that's, think of what if I said, well, like right there, if I said, well, you're not really remote viewing, you just believe you are, you know.
Well, I mean, okay, but I mean, it's kind of strange how much of a coincidence that was. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I mean, it's, I don't know. I guess I could have been like just associating images with something I thought it was, but
nah, I know you pretty well.
Yeah.
I know you pretty well. I know you're not going to do that whole pareidolia thing. Matter of fact, I've had so much bullshit experiences with that stuff. It's crazy.
It's different when it's when it's static on a screen versus lines on a piece of paper. Like the chances of getting that wrong or getting that getting those images mixed up are really hard to do.
Right. No, definitely. And secondly, okay, here's another thing I want to say. When you go to sleep at night, we could say that, yeah, you're not really sleeping, you just believe you're sleeping. Well, how many times have you been asleep where you haven't had a dream, or a dream that you don't remember? Let's just put it that way. Let's just say you take a nap, you wake up, and how many hours have passed? Or you've been under anesthesia and surgery, and how many hours have passed, right? Like, can we say that all of that's not real? Well, if you've had surgery or you've been under anesthesia before, like, it was real. That time lapse you missed was real. But according to the Matrix theory, it's all just consciousness anyways. And you get what I'm saying? Like, I understand the whole Matrix, observer, virtual reality. Like, I understand all that, but we have to, like, you can't take away the experience that we're having here. You can't take away, like, the importance of the body sleeping. It's a trippy thing to think about. Yeah. I just don't want shit to get too crazy is what I'm saying, you know. Too out there. Go ahead. I cut you off, brother.
I mean, I was gonna say though, like even when I've been under anesthesia, like there's a definite difference between sleeping without dreaming and anesthesia. Like it's crazy.
Oh, it's a big difference because it's like it's almost like being born again, right? Like you're like, what? Where the hell did you're like?
Well,
It's emptiness. Yeah, it's nothing.
It's when you dream. I mean, when you sleep and you don't remember your dreams, like you have a sense that time has passed. But when you're in, at least with me, when I was under anesthesia, had no, like I just went out and came back, and I didn't think anything had changed except stuff had changed, you know, except the pain from, you know, whatever they did. But
yeah, and let's say too, I've had people in sessions. Bryce was at one of them. People are going to have different experiences when it just depends on where they are energetically. But we've had people that have gotten out of body and done things, and then we've had even people that they just don't believe in the OBE shit. Like they don't believe in it at all, but they were curious about it, curious enough to go along with like what we were doing, like the meditations and stuff, or the process we were doing, and they didn't have a full-fledged out-of-body experience, but they moved their, quote, like etheric arm, so to speak, which if you read a lot of material, William Buellman's material, all this other material, the reason why we have these etheric bodies is because it's energy. Like we've been in this body so long, when we leave it, we're naturally going to create that image again. If we stay out of body and we explore long enough, we could change into a ball of light. Some people could probably do it instantly, but I'm just saying, I say these things, and then I'll have just a whirlwind of horse shit come my way, which is people like to fabricate. And it's almost like they like to tell stories. They'll add on to their experiences to make it more crazy or to make it more insane or something, or more paranormal. And then when they add on to those stories, then they start believing their own story. And I think that might be in human nature, so we got to be careful with that, because really, like lighting the void, like we're a small group, but we really just want to know that we're not going around telling everybody the truth. We want to find the truth. It should be more questions than it is answers. But now I think we live in an internet age where if you're not following influencers, you're trying to become one, and if you're not, you're using AI and marketing and all this other stuff. And, you know, like I could title some of these videos, you know, I wasn't having out of body experiences until I did this one thing, and just put that in the title and then make a crazy thumbnail and blow it all up into whatever. And then work on my presentation and make it sound really good. And so that way the seals will go, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. This is really good. And then follow. But what I'm saying is that's all we're doing now. I don't feel the magic anymore. Like, I'm not saying we're not magical, we are, but our potentials that we used to have been, I want to say, cut in half, almost. I hate to even use the word, but circumcised by the marketing agenda of the internet, you know. So it's time to get our magic back. It's time to get our power back and start exploring consciousness and having more questions than we do answers. Because I feel like, man, what are we missing out on? Right? If you start saying this is a matrix, this is definitely a matrix, this is definitely a virtual reality, or there's definitely archons, or there's definitely this, and you really believe that, guess what? That's one thing Thomas Campbell's right about. You're going to experience it. You're probably going to create it. And in Robert Monroe's books, he talks about that. Every belief that you tell yourself is a wall that you're putting down for your experience in the other worlds of consciousness, which is a pretty illusory world to begin with. That's kind of scary if you think about it, though, isn't it? You smell what I'm stepping in, Bryce? Yeah. It's hard not to believe in certain things, though.
I mean, I don't know. I was just thinking about this the other day, like how belief is a damn strong placebo. If you believe in something,
Hell yeah.
if you have enough belief in something, it can actually work for you. It doesn't really matter what it is. So yeah, I mean,
So, do we want to go around telling ourselves that the OB experience isn't real and really believe that?
I don't.
I don't. I got to tell you, man. When I had the first one, I didn't. It wasn't me. I didn't believe in it already. I was just seeing if it was real. That's what I like to do. When people are like, "Oh, Joe, you went and talked to the devil," there's some other show that asked me to come on one time. It's like, "Did you really talk to the devil?" They tried to make a big old thing out of it, and I said, "Yeah, I took, you know, Gordon White's book. I did the whole crossroads ritual that everybody's so scared of because they're afraid demons are going to take them to hell and God's going to be angry with them and spank them, things like that." But yeah, I did. I wanted to see what was real about it, because if I'm not void walking, if I don't actually see the truth and see what's real about it, then whatever my beliefs or other people's beliefs or the bullshit or maybe the real thing, whatever it is kind of controlling the truth and my reality until we discover what's really real about it. You got to have balls to really discover truth, especially unknown truths. A little bit of balls, because it's easier to just take someone else's word for it. Always easier. But I just wanted to do a short broadcast tonight. Like, I'm going to get back in the swing of things. I did want to apologize to you guys, but I've been in and out of doctors and hospitals, and, I had a visitor come down. I got in pretty late tonight. I had to go see another doctor today. So I don't want you guys thinking that we're going away. I've got bigger plans for this stuff. It's just life happens. You've heard that, haven't you? But we need to get the magic back, man. That's something we need to work on. We need to get the magic back. We need to get that old self-inclination, that self-magic, that stuff that we had before this shitstorm of, I don't even want to call it the internet. It's like something changed with the internet. I don't know what it is from 3 or 4 years ago till now. And no, I'm not saying, well, I'm being censored. That's why. That's what's going on. Like, I don't have 1 million views because I'm being censored. No. It's not just this channel. It's like something overall across the internet has changed. And now it's like we're like a bunch of, it's almost, I feel like we've lost our sense of adventure and we've lost our sense of imagination, right? So imagination is the prima materia in alchemy. It is your true power. And that's why I love radio so much. That's why we've been doing Lighting the Void. Before we even tried to do this video thing, when the show was really taking off, it was nothing but a voice. It was just voices. And it breaks my heart because I feel like that video and podcasting has just like sucked up the soul of radio. So I may be on a kind of two journeys, void walking and trying to bring that back. That's what I'm working on. Anyways, I don't want to talk too much about that, but once your imagination gets taken from you, it's a very sad thing, because your ability to conscious explore, your ability to dream and create realities, your reality, your ability to be as powerful, I guess, without blowing your head up, but as powerful as you can be and as happy as you can be and as adventurous as you can be, gets hindered when we don't even have to use our imagination anymore. That's why we're starting a D&D group in Discord. We were talking about that. Got to playing about video games and the video game industry right now. And I play video games, so don't get me wrong. But the video game industry right now is bigger than movies and music combined. And the kids nowadays, or any of the gamers, we don't have to use our imaginations. It's all right in front of us, everything. And just like when we think about conscious exploration, magic, all these things that we used to talk about. We don't really have to use our imaginations anymore. We just go on the internet and see every detail and look up every formula. So I would ask this community to try and focus on bringing that right brain into your life a little bit more, because that we're going to need it more than now. I mean, the Tesla bot, those new gen Tesla bots are out. Those things are awesome, but they may start doing things for us. If you guys seen those, did you see them yet, Bryce? You heard me talking about them the past few days.
I heard you talking about them. I haven't really looked into them.
I mean, they're like walking chat GPTs, man, or walking groks rather. You know, I'm not saying they can do everything we can do as humans, but they're already doing quite a bit. I mean, they're dancing, serving drinks. They're not on the market yet, but they're going to be like $20,000 or $30,000. I think that's pretty affordable, actually, for a AI intelligent robot. You know, it won't be too long for they'll be farming, mowing your yard. I know we used to laugh at this, right? I used to laugh at this when I heard people talking about it, because I thought it was at least like. I thought it was at least like 100 years down the road, but it's not. And so my point is, before I stray too far, is everything's getting really heady. Okay? But you cannot forget that the mysteries of consciousness, the mysteries of energy, even though we know quite a bit about energy, we've labeled lots of things, but consciousness, energy, life after death, magic, manifestation, those things are still not answered in full. And anybody that comes to you and claims to have the answers to these things, I would be, no matter how much they make sense, how many ahas they say, or how many great things that get your attention, you have to know that there's a higher chance that they don't know too. Because when you truly get out and explore this, like, quote, astral realm or the out-of-body experience, and you do it enough, you realize just how chaotic and crazy. It's almost like Alice in Wonderland in some sense of the words, if not crazier sometimes, trying to find answers in this place. Yeah, there is a level. And I want to address that before we close out tonight, too, because to me, she said, he made a good point. He said, if it's real, then how come certain things aren't the same in the out-of-body experience? Now, that's a pretty damn good question. So what does he mean by that? So when you get out of body, let's say I get out of body in this room, and I go to Bryce's house. I see Bryce's computer, and I'll be able to see Bryce playing video games or sitting in front of his computer or whatever. But if I look at, let's say, like a poster on the wall or something, do you have any posters on your wall, Bryce? Or did you take all those down?
No, I don't have any posters on the wall.
You took them all. Damn, man. I was hoping you had like some comic book posters, or maybe, you know, anyway, let's say you had a poster on the wall and it was, you wrote something on it, scribbled something on it. When I looked at it out of body, it might not look the same. It might be like the writing might be fuzzy. And as soon as I say those things, people are like, well, that means it's a lucid dream, or then you're not really out of body. That's what we have to discover. This is the whole point of why we're doing what we're doing. See, some of us have been able to get out of body, like Dr. Stelianos Atechelis and Robert Monroe, and I've done it once too, only once. We've been able to get out of body and affect the physical realm, you know, away from our sleeping body. I know it sounds wild, but it's true. I don't care. I had the experience. It's true. And at the same time, while we're in that realm, if we observe something, everything kind of looks exactly the same, except for maybe like a card or a poster or some little detail on a box or something. I don't have the answers as to why it's like that. What it could be is I'm observing this reality now with you, with eyeballs that were designed to take in a light spectrum that's very specific and very detailed. It could be that when I get out of body, I don't have eyeballs. So everything that I'm observing has been mapped from the collective. My brain and the millions of brains and experiences. It's like almost like I can see the computer system. I'm not actually seeing from my eyes. Maybe that's what it is. But I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not going to get on here and say for certain and come up with a whole presentation about it and then sell you a course about it if I don't know the truth, or make up a story about how I came from some kind of being who I'm this chosen one that came to teach you something because I'm an advanced soul or whatever. Like I just think all that is redundant. None of that stuff matters. The only thing that matters is our ability to explore consciousness further and further each time, a little bit further each time, and to be careful and take care of each other while we're doing it, mentally, physically, and emotionally. Not get too out there. Everywhere I look, it's really about what we can sell. When it comes down to it, really exploring consciousness, taking care of each other, or really making sure we make money and that we're successful, I don't have to tell you, just observe it. You can see what's going on. And that ought to tell you right there that you and I probably have the same amount of answers. Maybe we have a little bit different experiences, but when it comes to the mysteries, if we're really exploring consciousness in a very courageous way, in an open-minded way, we probably have the same answers and the same non-answers. Like I think Bryce, as long as I've known him, has the same answers that I do, which could be shit. I don't know. What do you think, Bryce? You think you know more than me? Think you know it all?
As far as what?
Exactly right.
I mean, there's all kinds of different things to know about, but consciousness, it's all speculation.
Yeah,
Consciousness is just all speculation, as far as I can tell. I mean, nobody really knows.
No, but I do know. The only thing we know is our experience. That's your truth. I guess that's the whole point. And I before we move on to other shows, your experience is your truth. Can it change? Yeah, sure, it can change. Just like your beliefs can change, but your experience is your truth, and that's the only thing that we should rely on. I mean, look, what's a good example of that? A good example of that would be religion, right? Like, how many times has religion, and I'm not saying believing in God or the actual teachings of the religions are bad. I think they're all beautiful. They really are, and the texts are beautiful too. But religion itself, how many times have people negated their experience, what they felt to be true based on their experience, and went along with what was written down? And when we do that, when we negate our experience and just go with what we've been taught or what's written down or this rule, right? And it goes against everything inside of us and our experience, everything that's telling us what could be true. How good has life been? Like, what were the cause and effects of those things? Well, I mean, it's pretty easy to see. We still have people killing each other now over that stuff because their experience is negating the fact, like what they feel in their hearts, what they know should be true based on their experience of their conscious life. They're not going with that. They're going with, yeah, this is whatever's written in the books, and you guys are evil and we're good, and the other person says, no, our God's good and you guys are evil. And I guarantee you there's all kinds of people in that crowd, hearts are just breaking, but they're doing it anyways. And that's what we got to get past. I was hoping that 2025 would be like past that by now, but we're getting there. So, yeah, anyways, I just wanted to jump on, say hi to you guys, and bring Bryce on here with me for moral support, and tell you guys that we'll be back doing the regular broadcast. I just gotta, life happens. Got to take care of some stuff, and it was really good to see Owen. I'd like to do a follow-up show with him. about some of the stuff that we saw in the Masonic Temple. But anything you want to say, Bryce? Because I'm not ready to roll out of here.
Just thanks for sticking around, and
Yeah.
sweet dreams.
Sweet dreams. Oh, the Arizona trip too. We're working on that. So last thing I heard, and I got to get Chris back on here, is he wants, we might make a room in the Discord, and he wants people to share their ideas or whatever. But I think we might just, we need to talk about it a little bit more. We are going to have a get together though, and it's probably 99% going to be in Arizona in the Southwest. So don't give up on that either. We're actually working on it. Almost like as we speak right now. All right, love you guys. Sorry about the, the lulls in broadcasting, but we're going to pick it back up. Night night, y'all. Sweet dreams. I don't think I left anything out. Oh, I did leave something out. Okay. Almost forgot. So I want to say thanks to the supporters, the new subscribers too. Ed, damn it, I need to pull it up. I'll I don't have the list of all the new subscribers, but I was looking at it a while ago. And also big shout out to Roger. He says my wife came out in the living room the other day wearing my Lighting the Void hoodie, and I thought, man, what the heck? I forgot all about Joe. I had to look you up again, brother. Glad to see you're back. Yeah, man, keep supporting that stuff. And get your wife a hoodie, too, so you can support the show. Thank you, guys. I love you. Night, night, y'all. Sweet dreams.
Sunday morning and it's time to go. Been raining all night, so everybody knows. Over to the field for tackle football. Big hits, big hats, yeah, give me the ball. Rain is pouring, touchdown scoring. Keep on rolling.